Hey, my name's Izzy. This is Rolling Virtual Cards, and this is an anime that would have been way better from the villain's perspective. This is from CBR. So let's just see if we agree. There's a lot of anime out there, and there are some that I can think off the top of my head that could have been cool if you took the villain's perspective and made it them the main character. Let's see if we agree with them. You know what? Sure. I would be fine with this. Honestly, if they ever wanted to come out with a spin-off manga for Shigaraki and just gave us his entire perspective, that'd be cool. But we have his perspective. So yeah, no, this you would have to you would have to play through this whole thing from his perspective, showing us his perspective as like this villain and getting to see everything. Because doing it now, knowing everything, wouldn't have been fun. Not knowing anything would have been cool from his perspective. I could agree with that. I think it would have been better. But that I'm biased. Shigaraki's my favorite character. Twins makes Demon Slayer more brutal. You know, I don't know enough about Demon Slayer to see if I agree with this one or not. I've only ever seen the first 3 seasons. So, y'all let me know if this one's true. I think if I think about it enough, taking the perspective in this way, like this villain, to see makes Demon Slayer more brutal. Yeah, maybe. That could be interesting. Seeing where they come from, how that happens. Not that I know what happens, but you guys let me know if this one's true or not. Naruto Shippuden through Nagato's eyes makes it easier to empathize. Yeah, Nagato. Spoilers for Naruto, right? So Jiraiya was given, I guess, basically a prophecy in out of self, or thought he had a prophecy, to believe that he was gonna find, or he was gonna train the hero to save everyone. He first thought Nagato, and then he thought Nagato when he failed Nagato, right? It'd be so cool if we had like followed Nagato's eyes through all of this, through his like training with Jiraiya and everything, and watched him do all this stuff and then slowly lose it from Obito taking over and tricking him. Was it Obito or was it Madara? It was one of the two. One of the two tricked him into turning evil, and that would have been so cool to see that from his perspective, like not knowing it was happening. That could have been so cool. I don't know if it would have been better though. I love Naruto as the main, but definitely would have been cool. Usuke's Kenshin story really started with Kenjaku. Here's the thing. I don't mind this concept. I'm only caught up on anime for JJK. But yeah, like if we had started with Kenjaku all the way back, like in ancient times, and saw their journey forward with everything, that could be cool. I'm not sure if it's better than Yuji. I like Yuji, but I think Yuji's connected to Kenjaku, I think. Spoilers for JJK. As far as I remember, I think one of the last episode I watched, I'm behind an episode or two. It said that like Yuji's like Kenjaku's son in some way, shape, or form, probably through curse energy or something like that, which is cool. I don't know if I agree that Kenjaku would be better. You guys let me know. Anyone who's read the whole manga, if you guys think that Kenjaku would have been a better, like the perspective of Kenjaku would have made it more interesting. Miriam's coming of age story in Hunter x Hunter. Okay, so here's my thing. Here's my thing. We do get his perspective. Like legit from birth to his death, we get his perspective. And that is something that the mangaka of my hero of Hunter x Hunter does amazing. We see it. He purposefully does that, and it is masterfully transformed into the Antark. And as much as I despise the Chimera Antark for being long-winded and boring at so many parts, and it just kind of loses me in my patience. The parts that are peak, and when he's on screen and you see his story from birth, and spoilers for the Chimera Antark for Hunter x Hunter, seeing his life from birth and ending his mother, the Chimera Ant Queen, and taking over that small town, that small nation, and imprisoning everyone and fighting at like taking everyone out and challenging everyone to these games, and then constantly going against this shogi player and losing to her over over, and then we get to see him wanting to live with this person, and then having to fight Netero and the bomb, and knowing he's gonna die, and knowing that Yubi and the butterfly, I forget his name, are gonna die. Shopapu are gonna die. And then just going over and holding her in his arms is just masterful. We do get to see his perspective, and I love it. So I don't know if the show would have been better from his eyes perspective, like completely. Maybe, like if we had just only seen his perspective and didn't know what was coming, and then we just see like this attack happen that we had no idea was happening, that could have been interesting. Just see him lounging around, playing games, challenging people, accidentally, like, just like, yeah, weakling, you're gone, and then seeing like the hunters coming in and just executing their plan would have been kind of, I don't know if it would have been better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing. Hunter x Hunter is not Hunter. FMA is my favorite. Not just FMA Brotherhood is my favorite anime of all time. It's also my favorite manga of all time. It's also my favorite fictional universe of all time. It's just, there's nothing that tops it. Okay. It is by far a perfect thing. Okay. I will say this. The mangaka of Full Metal Alchemist does not like to fill in the blanks. And this is done on purpose. She likes speculation. She likes people to think for themselves. She likes interpretations on what other people are thinking. Heck, her first volume talks about B-movie horror, how she likes it, and how she wants people to go, why is that happening? She wants you to think that way. And this is what that does. It makes you question, why is this happening? How is this happening? What's going on? Getting an entire manga dedicated to both Hohenheim and Father's growth, Hohenheim and Shing, and Father and Amestris, and slowly taking over Amestris, while Hohenheim is in Shing learning, teaching them alchemy so that they get alchemy, and then him moving from Shing and his whole plan to stop Father while moving over to Amestris and meeting people would have been so cool. That would have been so cool. It still would be cool, and technically could still happen. Go ahead and make a fanfic, guys. Because honestly, what it comes down to is that is what the mangaka loves. She loves this type of stuff. She loves seeing people be happy and have fun with her stuff. That is the entire purpose of her manga. She wants to see more people have fun with her stuff. I know nothing about Psycho Pass. Let me know if you think it would have been better from Makishima's POV. I don't know anything about Psycho Pass other than season 1's better than 2 apparently. Marley's perspective on Attack on Titan is an entirely different horror story. Yeah, that could have been interesting if you played the entire perspective from Marley, and them attacking in and knowing that they were the ones attacking, and you followed that gang at the beginning. That could have been really interesting. Not even gonna lie, that could have been really interesting. Oh man, that's a question I'm gonna have to ask my brother. Yeah, that's a good what if. I think this is like one of the best. I think Attack on Titan's a great anime, a great manga. I love it. I really love the story it tells. But I wonder how this would have changed everything. That's so interesting. Man, you don't have the mystique and the mystery anymore, but like, well, you could still. You could have them just land on this thing. No, if you're on an island, right, yeah. Would have been so interesting, though. So different. ReZero, again, I don't know anything about ReZero. Is if even more disturbing. Let me know if you think that it would be better or not. Askeladd and Vinland Saga is fun to watch. Yeah, you know, I agree. Spoilers for Vinland Saga, Askeladd doesn't make it past season 1. He doesn't. Dies in season 1. If we played it out from his perspective instead of Thorfinn's in season 1, I think that would have been cool. And then swap to Thorfinn's perspective in season 2. I think that would have been even better. Having Thorfinn been this like side character, this little kid that was like, oh yeah, he just keeps coming after me, guys. Because Askeladd's my favorite character from Vinland. Both seasons. I love Askeladd. And his spoilers for season 2 of Vinland Saga, his small little return in season 2 was perfection. So I would have loved that. This is the first one I'm going hands down, yes. It would have been better if you made season 1 an Askeladd story, which is not what the manga did. It's not what the manga did. But doing it different is okay in the anime if it turns out to be good. And I think it would have been fun. Yeah. So, you guys let me know if there's any other anime where you think it would have been cool to see it from the villain's perspective. Yeah. Peace.